The next test that we're going to be doing is called the ReadAlyzer. This is a special test that's done on the computer. And what we're going to be using is these special goggles, and this measures how somebody uses their eyes as they read, how they fixate, how they lock onto a word, and then how they jump to the next word. You can see the ReadAlyzer manual. So this is on each grade level. So there's a reading passage that's on a first grade level, on a second grade, third grade, etc. And at the end of the test, what the person is going to be doing is answering 10 yes or no questions after they've read this. So what we're doing here is we're measuring how somebody moves their eyes from left to right, how they fixate, how they regress, meaning how much they move their eyes back. But more importantly, it tells us about how many words per minute this individual is reading and what their comprehension level is. Here, Dr. Tiomno is demonstrating how these special ReadAlyzer goggles are worn. You can see the reading passage here is for somebody who's relatively young. If you would flip over so that the viewer can see the older ones. And here you can see that the reading material is becoming much more complex. On the top part, you can see those are the questions, the yes or no questions that somebody's asked. Obviously, they're not seeing the answers to those questions. You can see this is the graph measuring her eye movements as she's moving and reading. These are the questions that are answered. They're asked verbally, and the patient, whether child or adult, answers these. And at the end, what we're looking for is how many are correct. What we're looking at here is the results of this test. This is for somebody who's in third grade, reading on a second grade level. Dr. Tiomno is putting her thumb on the name of the person for confidentiality reasons. If we look up on top here, you can see it says fixations, how many fixations this person is making for every 100 words. So somebody in third grade would typically make 155 fixations, but you can see this person is making 341. So they're having to move their eyes about double as much as they should be. The next line says regressions. That means how many times a person goes back and rereads. So somebody in third grade would do that about 25 times, whereas this person, you can see, is doing this about 130 times, almost 140 times. Reading rate means how many words they're reading per minute. So somebody in third grade would typically read 138 words, but this person is only reading 79 words. If we look down here, we can see correct comprehension answers. So they're able to comprehend what they just read about 70%, or they're able to comprehend about 70% of what they've read. We're now going to move to the demonstration. And this demonstrates how this person's eyes are moving as they're reading. And you can see the unevenness of their movements. And at times, instead of moving from left to right evenly, they have to go back and forth and back and forth. Sometimes they begin at the end of the line instead of beginning at the beginning of the line. And you can see how inefficient this person's eye movements are. Here we're just simply recording them, and this gives parents or patients an understanding of eye movements while reading. You can see how arduous this person is attempting. Instead of going to the beginning of the next line, They've started at the middle of that next line and they're just kind of sitting there.